Welcome back to an all-new, special, off-season edition of the Fantasy Football by Committee podcast. I'm your host, long-time no talk. I'm John. That's Anthony.
What up?
We got free agency. We got through 16 day. We got our Bud Heavies, chugging them like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Because, I mean, obviously, if you don't chug some Bud Heavies on Stone Cold Steve Austin day, what are you doing?
That's the bottom line.
Oh, yeah, that's the bottom line, too. I don't know.
Budweiser's terrible, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know how to drink this. It's awful.
But, anyways, it's been about, 3 months since our last podcast?
Now, just about... It was January 4th we recorded, so about a little over 2 months.
How did that... Oh, I guess you went back and looked.
No, I was doing the thing today on YouTube, that's why.
Okay. But yeah, so it's been about 2.5 months. I haven't even seen you then, let alone talk to you.
Yeah, no, we live in
it's like
different states.
I purposely avoided you for about 2.5 months.
I'm trying to avoid you right now.
Yeah, I mean, usually it happens. No, but seriously, what was it? March 9th, free agency, a lot of stuff went down. As it always happens, they have legal tampering, so you know everything that's going to happen.
I absolutely hate that. That's like, you know what that reminds me of? Like when a number one draft pick sort of like commits to a team before you even get drafted, so you know who's being drafted. It takes all the fun out of it. All this like new technology and the way like it's
not even technology. The NFL wants
it's not
because they want to stay relevant.
Well,
for
not even
as
that.
possible.
Even the NBA does shit like that too.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying it's because there's so much coverage and so much into it now. It just takes all the fun.
I agree with the draft thing though. Like the best is like when like Eli Manning got picked and didn't even want to put on the hat or anything.
He was so pissed.
And, like honestly, that was like it was a dick move, but it was a great move. Great A move.
He was such an asshole.
Great A move.
He was such an asshole.
I mean, Manning family, low key,
such an asshole.
Low key, they're all dicks.
Yeah, I mean, Peyton Manning put his balls on someone's head.
Yep.
Allegedly. Probably. He put his Papa John's on someone.
Oh, God. That greasy butter sauce. Oh, God. Okay, I just grossed myself
out. That is disgusting. Disgusting.
Yeah, so, I mean, football's never really out of the news, but it's good to be doing a podcast again. So, where do you want to start? You want to start with free agency, some retirements? What do you want to do?
I want to start with how good was Deadpool?
Oh, I didn't see it.
What? You didn't see Deadpool? In this 2.5 months that we didn't get changed? Oh, man.
Well, you never told me about it. You never recommended me. You didn't even text me about it. So.
Bullshit. You should have Deadpool. Anyway, fantastic movie. But that's for, like, another podcast that we don't normally do.
A pool cast.
Oh. For Deadpool 2. All right. Anyway.
The repooling.
I guess let's start. We just started with the Manning and his Papa John's. Let's start with retiring.
Oh, okay. So Manning, he probably milked it for way too long. He was done halfway through the season. So
I think
he got his Super Bowl. He got carried to Super Bowl after carrying years and years of terrible Colts teams to the playoffs.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, not all those. I mean, he had pretty decent Colts.
His best player was Bob Sanders.
He was never healthy. No, but he had Dwight Freeney.
No, Dwight Freeney. But
come on, he had a lot of good players.
Best secondary player was Bob Sanders on the defense.
Anyway, he had that Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne.
I was saying on the.
He had great offensive weapons.
Oh, for sure. The edge. Better football player than guitarist. But anyways,
I didn't know he was a guitarist.
For you too.
Edrin James is a guitarist for you too.
Not like. Goddamn. Already frustrated like 3 minutes in.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah.
No, I was always saying Peyton Manning. Yeah, no, whatever.
Yeah. So, I mean, good for him that he gets the Super Bowl.
Go out on top like Elway did, but not in the same way Elway did because Elway was still good.
Yeah. That's great. Elway's been to the Super Bowl 7 times with the Broncos.
4?
Well, as a quarter.
As a
5 as a quarterback.
As a coach.
Got blown out the first 3 times most, I think, right?
They got ripped by the Giants, right?
No. They got ripped by the...
Before... What the hell was it?
I don't know. Whatever. But, Elway's been
I always forget. Man, I'm so bad at those things.
Yeah. Anyways, Elway's just as good of a GM as a...
I don't think he is.
Well, we'll see this year.
Okay, let's just talk about
Calvin Johnson.
Alright, we'll do
The death of Megatron.
Come on, I mean, I did the most awesome freaking picture with Starscream letting out Megatron with the helmet on, and no one appreciates what I do. That's some good stuff right there. If you watch Transformers the movie, the original, not this bullshit Michael Bay shit that he.
Is that the one with Spock as the planet?
No, that was Wells. That was Orson Welles.
As the planet?
As Unicron, and Leonard Nimoy played the voice of Galvatron.
Oh, of course, I don't know that's bananas.
So anyway, but that was a great movie, 1986. What are we talking about?
Calvin Johnson. Jesus Christ.
All right.
Hey,
anyway,
it's the off season for us too.
No, but I tell you, first Barry Sanders, now Calvin Johnson, the Detroit Lions, just killing some of the best players in there.
Yeah, but Calvin Johnson wasn't exposed to the type of suckitude that Barry Sanders was exposed to.
No, but
because the Lions made the playoffs a few times with him there. I mean, they had the 11-16 season, obviously, but they were still they got ravaged by injuries this year, so that's why they were no good. It's not like they were going 3-13 every year.
No, but I mean, Sanders did make the playoffs when he was with the Lions. They did not make the playoffs.
Fair, but
it's Scott Mitchell as their quarterback.
Who?
Scott Mitchell.
Speaking of quarterback, Matthew Stafford, he's got to just be so depressed right now.
Well, who did they get? They got Marvin Jones. I think it was Marvin Jones or Sanu. Which one did they grab?
Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones. So I mean, he obviously no Calvin Johnson. I do see Golden Tate a little uptick.
Yeah, like that. And not interesting fact, but kind of silly fact. None of the receivers have the number in the 80s right now.
They're all teens.
Yeah,
that's a big thing.
I'm just it's kind of silly, right?
I mean, I guess sure. Did Keyshawn Johnson start that? Was that his deal? Was he the first one with the teens?
I mean, there's probably a bunch of other ones.
No, but he was the first one to go into the teens as a wide receiver in the NFL, because numbers were always segregated. You always limited to certain things. I think he was the first one to switch over to being in the teens. All of them before that were in the 80s, all the time. That's how it works.
You sure?
I don't know. That could be a fun fact if it's real.
I think you just completely made that up, though.
I don't. May not. I don't know. This Budweiser's getting to me. It's terrible beer.
You have half of beer.
No, just the grossness of this beer.
Okay.
It's awful. That's why Stone Cold, when he did it, he just smacked them together and just poured them on his face, barely drinking any of them. That's.
I think it was prom weekend. Sorry, Dad, but prom weekend we were in a hotel room, and just one room was a designated Stone Cold room.
Where you would just smack beers together and throw in your face.
And pretty much by the end of the weekend, the floor was just complete mush.
You couldn't even walk. Oh, so gross.
I think that was, that might have been the same room we smashed Oreos into.
That's perfect. That sounds great.
Somehow we got our security deposit back, though.
I remember we drank. We had 30 of Genesee cream ale.
Ooh.
No, that's better than this shit right here.
I don't know. That brings me back to Frisbee tournaments.
Genesee cream ale.
Genesee cream ale was the perfect hipster. Oh, this beer is so bad, it's good beer.
No, but see, I mean, back in 2001, hipsters weren't popular yet. Wasn't cool to be a hipster yet. So Genesee cream ale was still just a shitty beer we drank because we were 18.
Makes sense.
So yeah. Anyway, or it's totally not talking about football.
No, it's fine. It's
Marshawn Lynch. Let's talk about him for a hot second. He's retired. I think they ended up not Seahawks could have got money back from him, and they were like, "Hey, no, you just keep the money. You did your job."
That's nice of them.
Yeah, that was nice of them. They take a decent cap hit, I think, too, for that, or a decent hit or something.
Really?
I think so. Some hit because of that, because they're not removing him. It's a weird thing. Anyway, I really like Thomas Rawls this year, although I'm not a big fan of what Seattle's doing with their offensive line, because
it's even worse.
They really have no offensive line now.
Well, who knows what Oakland's doing? He's freaking representing himself and visiting 25 teams.
He's not going back to Seattle, I don't think. But no, the offensive line's awful. But I still do like Thomas Rawls because he just seems like a special talent from what I've seen playing last year.
Yeah.
But now Lynch, solid career that looked like it could have been sort of shitty as he left Buffalo.
Oh yeah, for
and then it was that one play versus New Orleans that made him beast mode, where he just Basically, just like
that's pretty much
like NFL blitzed everybody, and just like ran through him.
Oh my god!
And then from that moment on, he just became a good running back. I think like that moment was like he's like, I actually could be a good running back again.
4 or 5 years ago.
That was a year after the Saints won the Super Bowl.
So
2010.
Yeah, 5 years.
Well, it was actually
2011,
but whatever. Yeah, 2011 season.
So 5 years, the same thing. So I mean, pretty Hall of Fame career.
No,
yeah, not long enough, not prolific enough.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. He finished strong. Besides obviously this earlier, but he finished strong. But I don't know, definitely not.
Yeah.
Speaking of Hall of Fame careers, though, we gotta go talk about Charles Woodson. He could have played for another couple of years. I think he was still playing very high level for the Raiders. Jesus Christ, man. He's so damn good, Charles Woodson.
And just for like 20 years, too.
He was
cornerback playing 18 years. Like, you don't hear that anymore.
No, and you see, like, look how good, like, Nnamdi Asomugha was. And then, like, immediately, shit. Like,
well, you can't blame him for that.
No,
he went on the Eagles.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, you could be so good, and then all of a sudden just shit, like, done. Like, Charles Woodson has just, like, stayed. And no matter where he's gone, he's been good. You know? Like, he's been good. And it sucks to see him go, and it was nice to see him pick off Peyton Manning.
Oh, last time, yeah.
At the end. So, that's a Hall of Fame career right there.
Oh, for sure.
Charles Woodson, first ballot, in my opinion.
Calvin Johnson will get in it. It probably won't be first ballot if T.O. didn't get first ballot.
Calvin, no. I don't think he'll be first ballot, but he'll be in.
I would say if T.O. didn't get first ballot, he's not going to be first ballot.
You never know how this shit works, you know?
A bunch of old white dudes arguing.
Sounds like
bullshit.
The Oscars, right?
What?
Sounds like the Oscars.
Hello.
There was a joke. It was like, speaking of the Oscars, I know this is a little old, but they were like, if the bear who attacked Leonardo DiCaprio was a polar bear, it would have been nominated.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
I think I saw that on Twitter, but that's pretty funny. I like that. All right, we're done with the retiring players of note. Let's get on to some actual free agent signings, some re-signings, some trades, and anything that went on during.
We'll mostly stick with like the fantasy relevant people. Yeah. If like a defense went from like worse to like pretty good, we'll say that. But
I mean, yeah,
if it's like a bunch of like defensive ends, like just like they signed one guy, we're not gonna say that, or like an old lineman, like.
Well, I was just gonna say
unless it's like the biggest guy.
No, but I was gonna say like even like Alex Mack, like huge signing by the Falcons.
Oh, for sure.
Gonna help the running game a little bit, but I'm not like we're not gonna dive into that, you know.
Well, now that you mentioned it, all right. Well, I went by division. I don't know how you went, but
I went by whatever I'm looking at.
Okay. So Cowboys didn't really do anything. They're done.
So we're starting the NFC East.
Yeah. Giants
or NFC least. Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah, you got it.
Am I right? I'm nudging him with my shirt.
I'm not going to nudge back. So Giants obviously spend like $200 million. Vernon, Harrison, Janoris Jenkins, JPP. I mean, they still had a bunch of holes. They plugged up a good amount of them. They still need safety help. They still need middle linebacker help. I mean, that defense.
Well, they have a high draft pick, so
that's true. Yeah,
that does help.
I mean, that defense is probably going to be high on a lot of people's radars to draft, but I don't know if you want to do that.
I do like the signings. I think they overspent to make their defense, to shore up the defense.
They overspent for potential, though, not overspent for what people did, which is like, I mean, it's a smart move if they reach their potential, but.
Well, absolutely. That's why there's risk involved. I mean, Vernon and Jenkins, I mean, they have tons of potential. Jenkins even said, like, it was actually a pretty daunting quote to saying, like, I gotta stop giving up at the end of games. Like,
well, that's because
being lazy.
Jeff Fisher, because Jeff Fisher's the worst coach. I believe we hashed this out a couple of times.
Yeah, we talked about Jeff. Actually, Jeff Fisher is like, he's like a perfect 7-9, 8-8 coach every year.
He had his 58th birthday, like, over the offseason. So, like, I guess the Rams or the NFL put up, like, happy 58th birthday, Jeff Fisher. Yeah. And a lot of people on Twitter just, like, on, like, 8, just made an 8 over the 5. And, like, this fits him better.
Every year. Every fucking year. And then he's got a contract extension or something like that. I think he just became the mayor of Los Angeles, too, now.
Yeah, well. We'll see how that disaster goes.
Oh, God.
It's great. Like, everyone, like, over, like, 30 is like, oh, yeah, the Rams are finally going home again. And like, everyone over there is like, what are you talking about?
People, yeah, whatever.
They get used to it. All right, Eagles. They didn't really sign anyone that important. They just got rid of Chip Kelly guys. They pretty much hit the reset button. Let's go back a couple years.
Yeah, they basically Murray is gone.
Murray was gone for peanuts.
It was less than. I mean, it was like the shit, like the dust at the bottom of a bag of peanuts.
Oh, that peanut coke,
like the peanut dust at the bottom. That's what he was. That's what he was giving away for. Terrible.
I wonder if you can inject that, get that peanut high right away. Anyways. But they also got Kiko Alonso and the you staring at me.
You don't inject. Yeah, whatever.
What was it? Kiko Alonso. They got that other awful cornerback for the Dolphins,
Byron Maxwell.
Yeah, I don't know. Mike Tannenbaum apparently not learning from his time from the Jets.
I mean, I do like Kiko Alonso.
Oh, he's awful.
He's not.
He's made of paper mache.
First off, he had an amazing rookie year. Missed his whole second season because he just destroyed his knee.
Well, yeah.
Then he got to play on the shitty Eagles. So I would honestly think that's a good move for the Dolphins. Pick up Alonso for nothing. Nothing. And then they also got rid of Sanchez.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Sanchez on the Broncos.
I actually forgot about
Big
that.
Move.
It'd be interesting to see. I mean,
they got a 7th round pick for him.
Yeah. I mean, if Sanchez learned anything, he could be useful, but who knows? And then Washington did nothing as well.
They re-signed Kirk Cousins.
He signed
re-signed
the franchise him. Paid $20 million for a guy that didn't even come close to being a team over 500. Is going to regress hugely unless Jordan Reed plays all 16 games and gets 15 catches a game. That's the only way I see him repeating.
He won't. Last year. I love Jordan Reed, and he actually got me a championship in fantasy, but. He's one concussion away from being out of the NFL. Oh, you forgot. Philly also signed Chase Daniel. So
why must you bring this up?
I'm just saying he's gonna fight Bradford for that starting position. He's going to.
Neither of them are any good.
I'm just saying.
All right, let's go on to the AFC East, aka AFC Beast. Buffalo Bills. Mario Williams, they let go.
Now you're going back and forth, huh?
Well, yeah, I was going to do East. Excuse me. Oh, God. That is just,
the beer's terrible.
Coming up is just awful. Ugh.
I'm probably going to drink another one.
Oh, obviously. It was honestly, it's for, not tall boys, but in between boys. It was $6. I was like...
Have you had Goose Island lately?
No.
It's been awful.
Is it tasting more like it?
Ever since,
they got bought?
the longer that InBev, which is what Anheuser-Busch is owned by, if people know.
Yeah, and all the commercials are oh yeah, we're so American. No, you're not. You're fucking Belgium.
But Goose Island has been just going downhill lately. It's so bad. And it's just, I can't even drink Goose Island anymore. It sucks.
Goose Island,
they even sold their brew pubs.
They really?
Yeah, they sold all their brew pubs now.
What was the one that we always used to get at, Yankee Stadium? Was it the Goose Island IPA?
The IPA.
Oh,
that was good.
That was one of my favorite. Going to games, getting Goose Island IPA during summer. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it sucks. Now, I don't even know what craft beer is left at Yankee Stadium anymore.
I don't know. I don't know how many times I'm going to go.
Well, because of the whole StubHub thing?
Yeah, the dicks.
I'm still going to go.
I have, but a couple times.
I don't want. I gotta go. Yankee Stadium, baby.
I know, but they're just shitting on the fans. They're shitting on the majority of the fans for 100 millionaires to feel better about buying $1,000 seats.
I guess so.
Every game.
Whatever. I don't know.
Honestly, and the thing was they don't want a guy paying $3 for $1,000 seat, and the guy next to him being oh, how much did you pay for this? $5. It's you find me a $5 seat in Yankee Stadium.
I know.
It's
Look,
so bullshit.
I understand. I'm still going to go.
And of course, now the Yes Network's not going to be on Comcast for all you Comcast people, because
I'm sure
Yankees just hate their fans.
They'll hash out a deal.
Ugh, I don't think so. I don't know.
Anyway.
All right. So Buffalo Bills. Look over Mario Williams, Chris Hogan. I don't know if anyone cares about that.
Yeah, why
Slot
not?
receiver.
Went to the
Pats.
The Pats. They lost.
Pats love white, small, concussion-prone receivers.
They love their scrappy gym rats.
I've been getting pumped. I'm just like missing football. I rewatched all of Blue Mountain State, and I'm in the middle of rewatching The League right now.
Oh man,
and The League, seasons 2 and 3. I just what episode did I just get done with? Bobble Man. The Halloween episode with Ghost Percy Harvin.
Oh, Ghost Percy Harvin. That's like one of my favorite episodes.
I know, it was so good.
I will tell you though, the series ended like so shitty.
I recorded. I haven't even watched it.
It was awful. But the seasons where Rafi was really heavily in it was awesome. Rafi's the man.
Jason Mantzoukas is one of my favorite comedians. One of my favorite podcasts.
He's really good on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
He's on that?
Yeah.
Really?
He's a new detective on there, yeah.
That's another thing. I feel like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they put out 50 episodes a year.
It's probably 23.
Yeah, this is a lot.
It's great.
But on my favorite podcast besides this one, Comedy Bang Bang, he's on that a lot, and he's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny.
He does a couple characters, but mostly it's just him being
Rafi.
Yeah.
All right, back to the Bills. They also lost Leotis McKelvin.
That's right.
So I don't know what the Ryans are thinking.
I am so pumped for the Bills and the Dolphins just to become dumpster fires.
The Dolphins' defense is going to be nice.
Oof.
What?
I mean, it's going to be nice if they let go of Brent Grimes. It's going to be a little bit nicer.
They have Marion Williams.
Awful.
They have Donkey Kong Sue, whatever the Ndamukong Suh.
Overrated.
Cameron Wake.
A communist. Communist Wake. That's his real name. No? Okay.
God. Oh, God. No, Dolphins' defense is going to be nice. And they have Kiko Alonso, who you hate.
They said that last year, and the Jets torched them.
Look, you always comes back to the Jets with you.
Well, and that's because that's the team I follow the most.
Shut up. Look, I like Dolphins' defense. The offense is going to be terrible. Right now, they're rolling out J. What's his name?
J. I didn't want to try and pronounce it. Well, speaking of the dumpster fire, that is the Dolphins. Lost Olivier Vernon, Lamar Miller, and Rashard Matthews.
Lawrence Olivier Vernon?
Yeah.
Nice. But they let him go because of the fact that they grabbed Mario Williams.
But they...
Because they had a transition tag on him, and they were
but he's 25, and they kept 2 30-year-olds instead of him.
I don't know. I thought they should have kept him, but I mean that price tag.
So they have a new coach. So
that's good for them because that coach. I mean, the Philbin was terrible.
I loved their tight end coach that they promoted just because he looked like PC Principal. That was one of my favorite things.
PC Principal, man, good character.
One of the best.
He's really
one of the best recurring characters. I feel like. I mean, I don't think anyone can top I love Towley. Just how awful he is.
Towley, you're the worst character ever. I know. They also signed Isa Abdul. I can't even say his last name. Kudis. He played for the Saints at some point. It's actually not a bad free safety. Not like the greatest, but not a bad signing by them. I don't know. I think their defense is going to be good this year. I do not like their offense at all. I don't.
I
don't.
I just don't like them overall.
Well, yeah, of course you don't. You're a Jets fan.
Yeah. All right. On to the that stupid team up north who...
Again, the Patriots.
They just got Martellus Bennett for, again, peanuts on the dollar. Traded a pick for him. It's going to be, Belichick and his stupid dual tight end sets.
They also traded Chandler Jones.
I was getting to that.
Sorry.
Okay, stop perfect.
This beer is terrible.
I know, but I was going through the pickups and then the releases.
Oh, okay. That's not a release, that's a trade.
Whatever, the departures. So they got Martellus Bennett, Donald Brown, I don't know.
He resigned. Yeah, whatever.
I mean, I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit about Donald Brown.
Chris Hogan, as we mentioned before.
Chris the Maniac.
And then we got Chris Long. They signed to replace Jones, I guess. And they got a second-round pick and some
They have actually back-to-back second-round picks now. They have 60 and 61, which I said they're sure to trade one of those because they trade picks like they're going out of style.
No.
They love trading picks, so they build them up just to trade them. I'm sure. Guaranteed.
All right, Buttercup. And then we go into the Jets. Obviously, they got 2 running backs. Forte.
Shitty Jets.
Well, I don't know. I got something. We got Forte and Robinson. Skimming another running back from
Kyrie
the Saints.
Robinson. Let's People know you say Robinson, you gotta know who you're talking about. Like Kyrie.
I'm not talking about like Dante Robinson from Backyard Football. Got off the afro.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. Could have been Patrick Robinson. Could have been any kind of Robinson.
All right, fine.
Mrs. Robinson.
Kyrie Steven Robinson, if you want to do middle names too.
Yeah, sure, why
not? And then still waiting on quarterback news, obviously, at the time of this.
They're gonna get Fitzpatrick. They're gonna meet in the middle.
It's so weird having like a competent front office that like plays things close to the vest and doesn't give out $60 million extensions to quarterbacks.
So you think they're gonna end up with Fitzpatrick?
I think so. Yeah. I would love him back. The only thing that gives me pause is anytime the Jets gave up more than 17, like every time the opponent scored under 70 points, just won. But anytime the opponent scored over like 21 points, they were like 1-6. So like, even though the defense wasn't like, it was still pretty good, but not like as awesome as everyone was thinking.
Yeah.
Like the defense definitely helped Fitzpatrick.
Of course, absolutely.
So I mean, you're going to need that with any quarterback, obviously.
But the question is, who would you have? What's your other options?
Exactly.
Like, is it Robert Griffin? Like
Bob Griffin. He's got to go back to Bob. He's no longer RG3.
But I mean, I think they're gonna get done with Fitzpatrick. I think it's gonna be around like $10 million. I think maybe like $9 million, $9.5 million.
I mean, I don't know where the Jets are getting this money from. They keep signing guys. Something big's coming.
They were worked. Everything's reworked. So half it's a bonus, half it's this.
Something's coming back with Wilkerson or
what about
Brickishaw.
What do you feel about I mean, obviously, you don't care about losing Ivory because of the 3 running backs you were able to get back, and obviously,
that's fine.
And what about losing Snacks to the Giants, no less, to the Gigantes?
I mean, he's just the odd man out. Happens when you have like 4 guys, four guys on your
like a great defensive line.
Yeah, I mean, great nose tackle.
They gave him a lot of money.
I mean, he deserves it. He
46 mil.
Yeah, plugs up the middle so well.
Of course he does.
And he's
20.
He's 26. I mean, good for him. Like he came like off the street basically. Like just like worked his way up. Like great story. Like sucks to see him go to the Giants, but whatever.
It's a good sign by them. I like that.
Oh, for sure. And all right, and you mentioned Chris Ivory to the Jaguars, who are throwing around money fun tickets as well. And only one. I guess Demario Davis from the Jets, middle linebacker to the Browns, but who cares about the Browns?
No one cares about the Browns.
Now we go to the NFC West.
That's how you gonna do it?
Yeah, we go coast to coast.
This is the weirdest fucking thing.
It's just the way I wrote it down.
Next one is the Canadian Football League.
Oh, don't even get me started.
The Montreal Alouettes. Who they signed?
Dude, the Ottawa Rough Runners got hosed this year. Rough Riders.
Is it Ottawa?
Is it?
I don't think so. I think it's Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
Fair enough.
DMX Rough Riders.
All right. Arizona Cardinals. Not that many moves. They just got Evan Mathis, which is nice.
Did they get Chandler Jones?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Just like Chandler Jones, man. That's huge for a 2nd round pick.
All right, they made a few moves.
Pretty solid.
All right, I retract this. Can we edit that out and post?
Yeah, I'll edit that out.
All right,
yeah.
Cool.
I'm not editing it out.
So we got Evan Mathis, 1-year contract, good upgrade to their offensive line because they just traded away that other guy for Chandler Jones and re-signed Jermaine Gresham, tight end, who was being shopped around, but I think he went back to Arizona.
Did they re-sign Freeney or no?
I'm not sure.
Because he came in.
He had 9 sacks last year.
He had the most sacks on the team.
Imagine what Chandler Jones can do with that on that defense.
Oh, Chandler Jones can go nuts.
And Honey Badger coming back.
That defense is gonna be nasty.
If Carson Palmer can keep his ginger head in the game,
they gotta keep
in the late.
You know what they gotta do with
late in the season.
This is what they gotta do with Carson Palmer. They gotta keep him once the football season ends. Like they should have done. They should have put him in cryostasis, like the Winter Soldier, and just keep him there until
not Mr. Freeze.
No. You put him in cryostasis for when you need him again.
Not like Mike Myers, Austin Powers.
It's like that, sort of. Yeah, exactly, something like that. But I was going.
But what if like someone comes back in time and like steals his mojo?
He doesn't have mojo.
Oh, that's right. He needs to get mojo. All right. What if he goes back in time?
He has carjo. Anyway, look, you're ruining the whole bit of him just being in cryostasis like the Winter Soldier.
I think you ruined it with that carjo.
Until you ruined it with Mr. Freeze. But I'm saying, like, keep him like in a freeze chamber and just let him chill. Like, just like keep him in like suspended animation or whatever. And once the football season starts, then you just take him out. That's it. And then you after the game, I think after every game, you actually put him back
as
in.
As he comes out, does he say horrible cold weather puns as well?
Probably. He probably says some very bad Cardinal related. I don't know.
That's like the all time bad good movie. No, good bad movie.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
the movie's awful.
Love that movie.
No, look, all right, look. Here's the deal. The only thing good about that movie, besides when it ended, is the lines that Arnold Schwarzenegger said.
It's so bad.
But other than that movie was like 2 hours of pure shit.
It was also
pure shit.
Wasn't Uma in that too?
Yeah, Uma Thurman was.
Was Dan DeVito in that one too?
No, that was a good one. That was Batman Returns, and that's when he was the Penguin.
Yeah,
and he
Great Penguin.
And he had the sexy ass Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman.
All that latex.
But no, Mr. Freeze. I mean, he had some good lines, but the movie was shit. The movie was absolute shit.
Oh, this is where you and I differ on our movie going experiences. I can enjoy movies for what they are, and I can realize a bad movie and still enjoy it. And
2 words: bat nipples.
All right, that's fine.
3 words.
I think that'd be 1 word, anyways.
Bat nipples, hyphenated. You think? He had a Batman credit card. Are you fucking serious?
Like, how do you confirm someone's identity for that? Anyone can just dress up like Batman.
That's what I'm saying.
It
was dumb.
Did you just buy this costume from down the street? No, I'm the real Batman. Here's my card.
The dumbest fucking movie ever. Look, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's not so bad it's good. It's so bad it's bad. It's bad.
I mean, you also don't like Juana Man.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's just mind-blowing to me.
I can't have a real conversation with you.
Let's go to the Rams then.
Fine.
In sunny...
Beautiful Los Angeles.
And no longer sunny St. Louis. They're going to Drury.
I'll edit that one out too. I'll edit that one out too in post.
That's a hard word to say. Drury. Why am I saying jewelry?
Chris Drury. Right? So that sounds like Chris Drury.
Drury. No, but it's Drury. It's like DRE.
Like dreary.
Yeah, I'm this half a beer is getting to me. All right, let's go to the Rams. What do you got? What do you got?
You completely just wanted to say, "What do you got?"
Oh yeah,
I got the Rams. I mean, they lost Janoris Jenkins, which is pretty big. They lost Rodney McLeod.
Fox McCloud to the Eagles.
The Eagles.
That's actually pretty perfect if we're keeping with the Fox McCloud Star Fox theme to go to the Eagles because of Falco.
Anyway, I mean
the bird.
They re-signed was it Brian Quick? I think they re-signed Eugene Sims. I mean, it was like a very vanilla offseason.
You think they would make a big splash for?
I think
LA, though.
I think there's a possibility they sign RG3. I think there's a possibility, which would just be weird. Him just ending up on the Rams after all the trade, But I think he might end up there. I mean, I don't know. The Rams are the Rams. They lost Laurinaitis. They gave up. They gave away Chris Long. They gave away Jared. They let go.
Oh, they cut a bunch of people.
They cut bait on a lot of players.
They were shitty for so long. They had cap problems. They had to cut people.
The problem is they still have just Fisher. So the best they can do is 8-8.
That's true.
So I don't know. Good luck, Los Angeles. You got your team.
49ers.
Oh, probably the worst team in the NFL. The worst team.
They got Chip Unit ready for Mike Kelly.
They got your Blaine Gabbert as your quarterback, right?
I mean, he actually did fairly well. He was better than Brock Osweiler, and Brock Osweiler got $72 million. Oh, I'm just saying. And then Seattle Seahawks, where we talked about. lost some guys in the offensive line. Re-signed Jermaine Kearse finally. Okung's representing himself somehow.
You just completely. But you really just like I took a sip of beer and all of a sudden you were on Seattle.
Yeah, well,
I wasn't paying attention there.
It's a little sip. All right, let's go to the AFC West.
They lost.
What?
They lost Bruce Irvin.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
I know. They lost Bruce Irvin. They lost. What the fuck is his name? That guy.
Okung.
They lost J.R. Sweezy.
That's right, Sweezy.
They're probably gonna lose Okung. They lost Lynch, obviously. I honestly don't see them being 10-6 maybe. 10. I don't see them really busting through.
Nah.
I mean, Doug Baldwin, I don't think he's going to be as good as he was. I'm really worried that they got to do something with Jimmy Graham because
they got to actually use him.
It's funny because people were texting me all day when he got traded. Oh my god, what happened? Yeah. It's like when you really look back at it, Saints got the much better end of that deal. The much better end of that deal.
Certainly seems so.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Screw you, Seattle.
All right, so we're going on Broncos now. Paid $6 million for C.J. Anderson for some reason. They should have just let the Dolphins have him. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know why they. I mean, I guess they say look, they see something in him that I don't.
Whatever. He's on my I don't like you list now.
Okay. I mean, he was on my list like a few weeks into the season.
Fair enough. And then we can go to their departures.
They lost Osweiler. They lost Manning. So right now
they lost our favorite Robert Pattinson cheap porno lookalike.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So we have to do that with Houston now. But
what?
We have to do that with Houston now.
Oh my god. You think J.J. Watt would allow that shit on his team? I don't think so.
Absolutely. No, he absolutely will.
You think so?
Yeah, he'd get into that weird shit. But
more like B.J.
No,
Watt.
but right now, as it stands right now, as we're recording this, Mark Sanchez is their only quarterback, and they are looking to grab Colin Kaepernick, and they believe he's worth a 4th-round draft pick as of right now. So I think that's what they're looking to try and trade away. But I think they're going to have to give up a 3rd, and they're going to have to restructure that deal. So
probably. I mean, the loss, and then let's go to the departures. Besides that, Danny Trevathan, Malik Jackson.
That's 2 big losses, and they still got to rework something with Von Miller because right now he's franchised. So they got to work something out with him if they're going to want to,
Well, he's getting fit. What is he getting? Like
$1 bajillion.
No. But on the franchise.
No, I know.
But I mean, he's gonna get so much.
So they got to try and work something out with that. But they lost, like I said, they lost Malik. They lost Trevathan. Like, just open it up. Who cares?
I was trying to be courteous.
Yeah, that's not. I really thought they were going to at least keep one of the 2. I did not think they were going to lose both Trevathan and Jackson, but they did.
Well, they both got pretty ridiculous contracts.
They still got the best secondary in the league as it stands right now.
The best cheap hitting secondary.
I'm just worried. I'm just worried about what that offense is going to look like.
It's going to look like crap. But
so that's what I'm worried. I'm worried.
Let's go to the Chiefs.
You know, save the best for last on that division.
Yeah. All right. Chiefs. They didn't really. I don't know. Nothing really like super exciting.
They lost Sean Smith. That was pretty big. And Chase Daniel. He followed. What the fuck is his name? Went to the Eagles.
Scott Peterson.
Sure. Yep.
All right.
Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson. There we go. I was mostly right.
Yeah. So they lost him. That's probably their biggest loss.
Yeah.
I could see they lost Donald Stevenson to the Broncos left guard, tackle. Sorry. I
mean, their biggest addition is getting a healthy Jamal Charles.
Yeah, getting Charles back is huge if he can come back.
And if they can, Ware and West can
spell him.
Well, not spell him, but also kind of distinguish themselves from one another.
I guess so. I don't know. Like someone
Go Ahead.
Losing Sean Smith was was pretty big. Man. And I guess we should go right to that. They lost Sean Smith to the Oakland Raiders, who decided to say, hey, we have a lot of money.
Let's do this.
Let's spend it. They started with Bruce Irvin, outside linebacker, big deal. Sean Smith, of course.
Imagine him and freaking Khalil Mack. I mean,
no, I don't. It's gonna be ridiculous. They're gonna be all.
I mean, I heard this on another podcast, so I don't want to like spout it as my own idea. But they're going to be everyone's dark horse pick to make the playoffs, which doesn't make them a dark horse pick anymore.
Well, no. Well, they'll
be much improved.
They're not going to be dark. That dark horse. It's going to be called trendy. It's a trendy pick. So like the Rams were a trendy pick for like 4 years running to make the playoffs, but Jeff Fisher can't get that done.
And then they re-signed their one.
That's a beer. Terrible.
They re-signed their one offensive guard, name escapes me, and then they picked up Kalichi Asamile.
And they re-signed Donald Penn. Did you say that?
Yeah, I said they re-signed their one guy.
Okay.
And a stat I saw is they're going to be the only offensive line with all 5 starting offensive linemen that had grades of 70 or above for PFF for all 16 games. Wow. Or for every game they started. No other team has more than 3.
You know who's grateful for that?
Derek
Carr.
And
Murray. Yeah, Latavius.
Well, we'll see what he does.
But that line,
I know. It seems like Latavius Murray was like a sort of a trendy pick to.
He had like the 3rd most rushing yards in the league.
Did he really?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna look that up right now.
You gotta do that.
I'm gonna look that up right now. But no, I'm not saying like he's going to do well, but I'm saying like he has to do well now. Like like he has no excuse. You have one of the best offensive line. There's not the best offensive line.
Yeah.
You have a young up and coming quarterback.
No, it was Peterson, Martin, Gurley, McFadden, Ivory.
Oh, what was it? He was up.
Oh, he was 6.
6. All right, so that's not bad. Top 10 for a guy in his 3rd year, 2nd year, 5th year, 6th year, 7th year.
No, it was like 2 years. But yeah, if Crabtree 2nd year, if Crabtree does anything like he did last year,
the crabgrass baby,
to compliment Cooper, who's probably just everyone's saying is going to just keep going up and up. I mean, you can see it. Oh, 4th season, sorry.
Get better,
but. That team could be, I mean, with the falling Broncos, the Chiefs kind of staying steady, how far can they go with Alex Smith? I happen to like Alex Smith a lot. But that's a different argument.
Then we forget about a AFC West team over here?
Yes, the Chargers.
The Chargers.
Who picked up one of our favorite players from the early part of last season, Travis Benjamin. Now, is Stevie Johnson still going to play? You think?
I have no idea.
And then Floyd too. I mean, that could be like that's a decent enough.
They lost Ladarius Green. They're sticking with the aging Antonio Gates.
No, he's not aging. He's aged. He's like past that.
I know, but he's still aging.
Yeah, well,
I guess he stops.
Yeah. We're not doing that crappy Justin Timberlake movie in time.
That wasn't that terrible. The premise was
concept,
really good.
Awful execution. Same thing with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Awesome concept.
Well, it was based off a book of graphic novels.
Yeah. No, I was saying like awesome concept. The idea behind the story is cool. It's just underwhelming. At the time, I was not whelmed.
At the time that League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was made, I think Warner Bros. Made that movie.
Yeah.
I think they actually had an opportunity to make a Justice League movie or like something like DC related, and they're like, nah, let's make this movie.
But also think of all like the cool like kind of like superhero like fantasy movies that were coming, just like starting to come out, and like the ones that were like Iron Man, Lord of the Rings was around that same time. Like those were just so much better than it just kind of got.
Well, Iron Man was later than this. This was like 2002, I think, was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
No,
yeah, it was that old, and I mean, it had such potential. I mean, with
Sean Connery.
Not even just like the actors. I mean, like who they were bringing in. Like
Dorian Gray.
It was and the villain ended up being Professor Moriarty.
Yeah.
Like, it was so cool, like the premise, and they really. I still liked the movie somewhat, but it could have. It's definitely so much better.
It's one of those things where, like, if it's on, I'll probably watch it.
I feel like they should reboot it and do it again.
Oh, 2003. How about that?
They should redo it. Definitely redo it.
The worst thing was when they did Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That looks really silly.
Yeah, because but think about 2016 CGI now, and you could really spruce it up.
All right. How are we getting on this even? Oh, Chargers.
That still doesn't answer the question.
Fair enough. And they also lost Eric Weddle.
Yeah, well, you knew that was coming. I would have liked to see him go on New Orleans, but we already have safeties.
Yeah, Ravens are reloading. They're going to be a good team.
Really?
I think so.
Right. They re-signed Kellen Clemens as the Rivers backup. Nice. Very nice.
Jets draft pick.
That's funny. You talked about Justin Timberlake, and with Rivers coming River, I was thinking like could have been the whole thing.
Apparently not.
Whatever. Let's keep going. Just gotta keep going. Just run through.
Okay. Where are we going?
Getting really long in the tooth.
Yeah. NFC North. Chicago Bears signing Danny Trevathan.
Good move.
I mean, I don't know how much is going to help with that defense, but whatever.
No, I like it.
Yeah. I mean, good player. One player I like to be a
sleeper,
sneaky pick for tight end next year.
Oh, I was going to say it, Zach Miller.
Were you saying that too?
Zach Miller. I was thinking the same thing.
I forget where I saw this at. It was might have been Barry. But when Bennett was out and Miller had like the full complement, and like it was like 5 games, he got I forget the exact stats, but he got a bunch of targets.
Did he have like 6 touchdowns?
A few touchdowns. I remember he had like. There were a couple games where he had like 3 touchdowns in 3 weeks, or like a touchdown a game for a while.
It was pretty ridiculous. Like, and then he just fell off, of course, because
because Bennett came back and Bennett was beast. I'm not happy that he's on the Pats. And then, I mean, we'll see how this goes. But Jaquiz Rogers, what do you think about that?
Whatever. Okay. It's Jeremy Langford's job.
Yeah, but could be good. And then their departures, obviously, Forte and Bennett.
And they franchised Jeffrey.
Yeah.
And he signed it.
Yeah.
Right? He signed the franchise. So
his per game...
Oh, he's ridiculous.
Points was top 3.
He's got to stay healthy.
Yeah, if he stay healthy, he's a top 3. It's top 5 receiver.
Would you draft him as your number 1 wide receiver?
What pick do I have?
No, let's just say you don't draft a wide receiver in the first round. Let's say you have like
if I don't
let's say you have first pick or first let's say you draft Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
Wrap around to the second round, so you're like late second round that you're drafting it. No way.
You don't think so?
No way. I cannot trust him because of injuries. No way. No way.
I mean, no. I mean,
I'd rather the guy I know is going to give me points every week. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't trust Alshon Jeffrey. I can't wait until 12:30 Sunday afternoon. Be like, is he going to play?
Yeah.
Is he going to play?
No. Fair enough. All right, we going on to the Lions. We already covered them. Green Bay Packers are boring in free agency. They don't like spending money. They just like eating cheese curds.
That's what they do in the offseason.
Yeah. Well, have you seen the woman?
Oh, well, we just lost some fans.
Sorry, Wisconsin. But you gotta call a spade. I'm sorry. Minnesota Vikings. Departure of Mike Wallace. Not big for the Vikings. I think he could do well under the Ravens. You don't think? Him and Steve Smith, I like it.
I hate Mike Wallace. I think he's terrible. I think he's a terrible wide receiver.
Look at the franchises he was with. Great on the Steelers. And then he went to the Dolphins, who are just not... Any receiver that goes there just sucks.
Mike Wallace is...
And then the Vikings, who just gave the ball to Peterson.
Mike Wallace is not a good receiver.
I'm not saying he's going to be a top guy. I'll say he'd be a solid 3 with the Ravens.
He's not going to be on any of my teams.
Oh, that's fine. But him, Steve Smith, and what's the other guy?
Bashard Perriman.
No, Kamir Aiken. Kamir Aiken.
Oh, Kamar Aiken. I was thinking Perriman.
No. Well, he didn't play, so you can say.
No, but he's supposed to be pretty good.
Fair enough. And then even for the Bears, we've got Calvin White coming back too.
White?
Kevin White.
You're thinking Calvin Benjamin for the Panthers?
Am I thinking that?
Yeah, I think you were. But Kevin White, yeah, he'll be.
Coming back, we'll see he can finally play. All right, and then Alex Boone, a guard for the Vikings, more offensive line help for Peterson. Moving on quickly to the AFC North. Baltimore Ravens, we were pretty much talking about Weddle, Wallace, and also Benjamin Watson, we didn't talk about yet.
Oh, I love Ben Watson.
He was I want to say like top 7 tight end.
Tell you.
And he fairly consistent, had a couple bum weeks, but he was fairly consistent. Breeze finds his tight ends in the end zone a lot.
He earned himself the contract he got. Not a huge contract, $3.5 million a year for 2 years. But he earned it at 35 years old. I mean,
that's crazy. I don't think he's that old, but go for him.
He's such a good person too. Like he's done so much like outside of football. Like for the year we had him, that he played like a lot because we had him multiple years. He was so good in New Orleans. I just such a good person. I wish him all the best in Baltimore. I hope he does really well for them.
Okay, and then the Baltimore lost Kaliche Osmili, the guard, to the Raiders. Yep. Bengals didn't really add anyone.
No, they kept Pac-Man. Wagga wagga wagga.
I said add, not
wagga,
keep.
Wagga, wagga, wagga.
They lost Marvin Jones, wide receiver to the Lions, and Mohamed Sanu, wide receiver to the Falcons. Both of them got overpaid, so probably smart, long-term decision for the Bengals.
Sanu got $32.5 million for 5 years.
Yeah, he throws touchdown passes.
That's because they needed someone to replace Roddy White, who did nothing this year. They just basically needed a number 2 to Julio Jones.
And then Cleveland Browns, pretty much the whole team left. Who cares about what they did because they didn't do anything. Pittsburgh Steelers.
You don't want to talk about Johnny Manziel? Has he been
oh my god! Honestly,
I know. I don't even want to talk about it.
So crazy between him and Peyton Manning for like their sexual assault stuff. I'm not trying to get into this whole thing, but they're saying, "Oh, it's just boys will be boys stuff." It's not.
It's not boys will be boys.
If that's an insult. Like I'm not gonna do not all men, but that's an insult to guys saying that's just boys will be boys.
It's called.
That's being a scumbag.
It's called you thinking you're privileged and you can do whatever you want and get away with it. They did lose Travis Benjamin, which is I think pretty big. As he was.
Did we say that for the Chargers? Yeah, we said that.
We did say that for the Chargers. Oh. They also lost Mitchell Schwartz, right tackle, to the Chiefs. And
Alex Mack to the Falcons.
So their offensive line is hurt. Their running game's going to be shit.
I would probably just stay away from all of them.
From
the Browns, next year.
And then they also lost Deshaun Gibson to the Jaguars, so we'll get to them too.
Okay. Steelers, they're old school. They don't spend money because they like to penny pinch.
Tight end. They picked up... Who did they pick up? Ladarius Green. I like that move.
Oh yeah.
Roethlisberger does look for tight ends with Heath Miller retiring. By the way, Miller retiree.
Are they gonna cheer for him because he's not a white tight end?
Yes, they will cheer for him because you know why? Ladarius Green will be.
He's really good. Yeah.
Okay. Martavius Bryant suspended for a whole year for smoking some.
How dumb do you have to be to freaking fail all these drug tests?
I understand. I know.
They basically tell you.
I know.
Get a freaking. I've been watching Blue Mountain State, they had the episode where they all had to get tire or oil changes, where you stuff clean urine up your urethra. Just do that. Get a Wizinator. Who cares?
It's gotta hurt.
Obviously.
But yeah, so he's suspended for a year and he's not appealing. So if you thought Antonio Brown is going to be even skyrocketing even more because it's going to be less.
He is probably my number 1 pick. I think.
Probably, especially.
Is it crazy?
In half PPR, even more so.
Brown, Le'Veon Bell might be.
Isn't it ridiculous that two Steelers could be number 1 and 2?
Yeah, and then Ben, if he stays healthy and not breaks down, he could be top 3 quarterback.
He has the potential, but he'll never get there.
We'll see. We'll see what Marcus Sweeten does too, because this is his chance to step up and show what he's got.
Well, he's got to, because
show me what you got. He's got to get shifty.
Show me what you got.
All right.
They lost Steve McClendon to the Jets.
Oh, yes, right. The nose tackle. All right. Going on to the NFC South. Atlanta from Pittsburgh. Normal transition. Atlanta got Alex Mack, center. Mohamed Sanu, wide receiver. Roddy White got released.
I think they didn't they bring back Sean Weatherspoon?
I think no. He's on the Giants now. No. I'm thinking of someone else.
No, they brought Sean Witherspoon was brought back to the
Redskins. Never mind.
They brought him back. They didn't really make too much of a splash. Like I said, they
overpaid for Snow, whatever.
They overpaid for him, which I think was
Snoo's one of those guys.
Good for him, man. Get the money.
He'll get you a couple of games, but he's just not consistent. God damn it.
Get the money, man. That was huge for him. New Orleans, they're not doing too much because their salary cap.
They can't even sign their draft picks, man.
They will. They'll be fine. They're going to restructure Breeze and give him an extension. They'll be fine. They signed Kobe Fleener, that gorgeous blonde locks.
Dude, I can't believe that mane of hair he has.
Right? It's beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
You're gonna see it flowing in the wind.
In the dome.
When it's the crowd noise is gonna lift him up as he's running into the end zone for touchdowns. And they just
I do like him as kind of a deeper second tier.
Young, he's at 25. So
no, is he really?
Yeah.
So he's the same age.
Same age as Luck. Yeah. So or at least came in the same year as Luck. But they also just signed James Laurinaitis today, which was really nice as linebacking. He was the captain of the Rams linebacking core.
Yeah.
He's sort of dropped off a little bit, but I think, as say as it sounds, change scenery. I think might help him. With Stephon Anthony, a little Lullaby, they'll be pretty good. Other than that, there's a couple small re-signings they had, but they couldn't do much.
All right. Bucks.
They lost. They re-signed Doug Martin.
Yeah.
They re-signed. They got J.R. Sweezy from the Seattle Seahawks.
Yep.
Who'd they lose? They lost. Didn't they make a defensive signing that you were bitching about?
Oh, Brent Grimes. He is
Robert
the
Ayers.
worst, and he is also the worst.
So
Robert Ayers is good for one personal foul penalty a game.
Oh, so it's Brandon Browner. He's gone from the Saints. Thank God.
Alright, and then our last division.
Oh, actually, talks about the Jets being interested in talking to the Bucks about Mike Glennon possibly too. By the way, just FYI.
Yeah, I'd actually kind of like that because it was 2 years ago. I think it was
where he looked pretty confident.
Yeah, he had. I picked him up on my fantasy team, and it was a two quarterback league. I was just desperate. I was like, all right, whatever. I'll pick up this guy. He had like 5 straight games of 2 touchdowns.
He could be competent.
He was, and like that was him as like a complete unknown. I mean, things going for him. Russell Wilson played with him at South Carolina and absolutely loves him.
South Carolina?
Yeah.
Wisconsin?
He transferred to Wisconsin after.
Oh, so he played with before?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
So, I mean, like, Russell Wilson thought he was going to be a star. I mean, you could just see that because they're buddies.
Of course, yeah, everyone says that.
So he's like 6'6", big arm.
No, he's huge.
Like, huge. Like,
thin.
And, like, I mean, he's got a rocket of an arm. Could be careless with it. Bad things going for him. Like I said, he could be careless with that arm. And also, Mike Francesa likes him, so he's probably tanked much.
Oh, God. Why? You know what? Don't ever bring his name up into our podcast.
Well, I'm just saying, he's probably mushed, so nothing's going to happen.
I hate Mike Francesa.
All right.
Such an asshole.
Oh, now who's saying his name?
He's such an asshole.
I'm saying, I said it once and you said it like 3 times, so.
I said it once.
You said it twice. Houston Texans. We know they got the C-level porn replacement guy for Robert Pattinson and Brock Osweiler.
When the Houston Texans were going to be a team, when they became a franchise,
yes,
who was like, let's just take, we have the city of Houston.
Okay.
Let's just take our state name and what we call ourselves.
Want me to hit you with the history?
Go for it.
Some history knowledge.
Why did they
Before
do
this? The Kansas City Chiefs became the Kansas City Chiefs, Lamar Hunt was the owner of the team in Houston.
Okay.
Before the Oilers, and they were called the Houston Texans. That team, for whatever reason, in the AFL, failed, whatever, so they moved, or they weren't getting enough fans, so they bolted for Kansas City, became the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
And that name lay dormant for 50 years, 40 years, 45 years. And then when they were thinking of putting a team in Houston again after the Oilers, the ownership group, whatever, called I think Lamar Hunt was probably dead by then.
So they called him from the grave?
They called the estate or whatever and like, hey, is it okay if we use this name? We want to bring it back.
That's really why they want to bring it back? Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's like an original name. Like,
no, I know. It's just so...
I know, it's rather silly. I mean, it's like, Texas pride and everything.
I know it's like an homage to them, but like...
I mean, there's...
It's so lame.
Oilers is like 100 times better of a name.
Oh, absolutely.
And also have like 100 times better of a uniform.
Oh my god.
If the Texans went to white helmets, it'd be a little bit better, but...
Is it a coincidence that the Edmonton Oilers and the Houston Oilers both have fucking awesome uniforms?
Have you seen the Edmonton Oilers orange uniforms?
No.
Oh my god, they're the best.
Really?
They're so nice.
I've always wanted an Edmonton Oilers uniform. If you had an Edmonton Oilers uniform, right?
Yeah.
Like a jersey, who would you get on it?
I mean, you can obviously pick like the obvious guys: Gretzky, Messier, Paul Coffey. My favorite player, though, mainly because of his name and he was so goofy, Esa Tikkanen.
Really?
Nice. I loved Esa Tikkanen.
You want to get Messier?
Well, I was just saying that's like the obvious guy.
Okay.
I was saying like if I was going for like a kind of like a random guy. I mean, Paul Coffey, one of the greatest defensemen of all time. But Esa Tikkanen was him and Sergei Zubov on the '94 Rangers were my favorite.
I met Sergei Zubov.
Oh, really?
And Alexei Kovalov.
The Rangers have so many good Russians, and then they just trade. Let's give away all the Russians.
I actually have the signatures on a puck. Zubov and no, it wasn't Zubov. My bad. It was Sergei Nemchinov.
Nemchinov was good too.
And Kovalov, but Zubov was the man. If I had an Oilers jersey, I'd get Yari Curry.
Yari Curry.
Diesel.
People don't realize, like, he was like the highest goal scorer on the Oilers because he's got all the passes from Wayne.
But I was saying, like, no one. When you hear of the old Edmonton Oilers like Stanley Cup champion, you think of Messier, you think of Gretzky,
you think of Coffey.
You do not think of Yari Curry.
I
mean, the good one, the real heavy fans do, but like,
yeah.
But yeah, no, I love the Edmonton Oilers.
And anyway, speaking of hockey, though, freaking Rangers are down.
All right, so where were we talking about the Houston Texans, right? Yeah. All right, so they spent about 90-something million on Brock Osweiler.
72. No.
90-something million on Brock Osweiler
and
Lamar Miller. So Brock Osweiler been able to throw that ball to DeAndre Hopkins and throw it perfectly every time.
Yeah.
Because I love DeAndre Hopkins. I'm annoyed that I didn't draft him in any league this year, as much as I really wanted to.
I mean,
and now I'm
fact
worried.
That, like, freaking Brian Hoyer can get the ball to Hopkins for like 12 receptions and 150 yards.
So Osweiler better do that. He better replicate it. He better replicate it. He's young, so maybe he could develop. You know,
I mean, he had similar stats to like Brian Hoyer last year.
He can develop.
Yeah. And see when he's not being freaking looked down upon by Peyton Manning everywhere he goes. That must have been tough.
Yeah,
just like Peyton Manning sees this young, tall Robert Pattinson-looking guy like trying to take his job and like doing anything in his power to get back at him. Like that must have been tough.
It's like I don't know. I was thinking like Peyton Manning is like I don't know why they like Tyler Lawton and like the other one's Rob Pattinson. They're fighting.
How do they look?
They don't look like him. They don't look like him. I'm thinking they're fighting because
maybe. All right. Maybe Kristen Stewart. He looks like.
Kristen looks terrible. She looks terrible. She's such an awful actress.
Indianapolis Colts. You got anything for them?
They lost Fleener to the...
Of course, they don't have any offensive line help for Andrew Luck, who's probably going to get hurt again because he takes about a bajillion hits a game.
They did lose Matt Hasselbeck.
Yeah, Matt Hasselbeck was like, they were like, Matt, you want to come back? Like, no, I'm done. I'm done getting hit by three guys.
He's like, I wanted to be a backup because I didn't want to play. I just wanted to make money. I didn't want to actually be in the game. That's like Mark Brunell when he was the backup for the Jets.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to play anymore. I just want to make a smooth, $1.5 million and then do my thing. That's it.
All right. You want to hit the Jaguars because you were itching for that before?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, Jaguars. I mean,
another team that's going to be trending upward.
Look,
going to be the trendy pick.
The Red Jaguars, man. That's what I'm saying. Making a legend. By the way, making a Legends of the Hidden Temple movie. What up?
Red Jaguars were easily the second worst.
What?
Their name wasn't even onomatopoeia. I mean, not alliteration. Their name wasn't even alliteration. You got the purple parrots, silver snakes,
the blue barracuda, blue
barracudas. I mean, green monkeys.
The purple parrots.
Yeah,
but no, purple parrots were wackiest. It was always the Red Jaguars. Were always in there. They were always making orange iguanas, which O and I doesn't make any sense anyway. It's
but it sounds better than
Red Jaguars.
Red Jaguar. You couldn't have like the red like
But you want Jaguars. What are they going to do?
The Red Radishes? I don't know.
That's stupid. Anyway, Jaguars making a splash. Again, last year they made a pretty decent splash. Sort of worked out. I mean, they played halfway decent. I don't know how I still feel about Bortles as their... what are you looking for? Are you trying to pick all the teams out from Legend of Hidden Nipples? Well, they got Malik Jackson.
Wait, were there 6 teams? Yeah, because it was 6, 4, then 2.
4. Yeah. So Malik Jackson.
Go on.
Biggest signing. 5 years at $85.5 million. Huge pickup for their defense.
Go on.
To Sean Gibson. Stolen away from
I heard they
Cleveland.
They broke into his bed in the middle of the night and duct taped him up and just took him away.
They put a sack over his head and that was it. They put him in a van. That's how they did that. And he was actually very, very excited for that because of how much Cleveland sucks.
Well, yeah, I mean, who wouldn't? He couldn't wait. He said he literally could not wait to get out of Cleveland.
The one weird signing is Chris Ivory.
Go on.
Because they drafted so high.
Yes.
Last year to get a running back, and now they have Chris Ivory. So I mean, maybe it's to not overwork each other.
You don't want to give a second year guy so many carries and he just breaks down.
I know, but just paying close to $6.5 million a year for a running back when you already have a running back you sort of invested in.
Were there any other teams even bidding for him? Because the Jets were not going to re-sign him.
Someone was going to sign him. But I really do like those signings.
Yeah.
They didn't lose anybody. Their defense is going to be. It's just getting better, and they have a high draft.
They need a good secondary. Gibson's
helping
a good start, but they still need secondary help. Their secondary defense is awful.
No, they had who was on that? Shit, damn it! Hold on, 1 second. I want to find because I really do like the Jaguars this year, and I really want to see them get back to doing what. The years when they had Jimmy Smith and Keenan McCardell and Mark Brunell when he was killing.
You're not even going to mention the best one of them, Fred Jackson,
or Fred Taylor, whatever.
I mean, Fred Taylor,
whatever. I'll name the right one.
Fred Jackson for I don't know. Fred Taylor, he was the boy.
What the hell was great. What Fred Jackson?
Fred Taylor.
Oh, Fred Taylor. I love Fred Taylor. I used to be him all the time in Madden.
Yeah.
No, the defense. Hold on. They had a guy on their fucking defense that was I can't even think of his name now. But, was that him? No, it wasn't him. Okay, I can't fucking think of it. Whatever. But, no, the defense is going to be solid. I'm telling you, the defense is going to be solid. And if Bortles can keep progressing, and they have, Hearns and Robinson.
Yes.
Not too bad.
No.
They might be the class of... They might win that division.
That thing is so... terrible, that AFC South.
They might win a division. So, yeah.
All right, and then on to the final team of this off-season special edition.
This long ride.
Surprise episode of the FFBC podcast.
We still got some bullshit to talk about after this, but we're good.
Do we really?
Yeah, it's like bull. I'm making a hand gesture.
Oh, all right. Was it about wrestling?
Maybe. But...
All right, Tennessee Titans traded for DeMarco Murray, signed Rashard Matthews. So,
they got Murray for nothing.
Their coaches are off. Was it Wisenhunt or whatever?
No, he's gone.
No, not Wisenhunt. What's the name of the guy they kept? Whatever, he's awful. Titans picking high again. It's just what are they gonna do? They don't need a quarterback. They're gonna trade back. Who knows?
I don't know. I think the Jaguars are going to be the class of that division. I really see that. I could love to see them win that.
That's not.
I know it's not saying much right now. Luck's back, so who knows? I really see them, maybe taking a hold of that division.
All right. That's very possible.
But yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of shit. we like I said, free agency started the 9th, so 7 days ago, something like that, a week ago. A lot of shit happens in a week, and it's when's the draft is at the end of April, so we still have much more shit to go until then. I'm sure we're gonna do another podcast. What, pre-draft maybe?
Nah, after draft.
You want to do post-draft?
Yeah.
You don't want to do like a Mel Kiper? You want to do Mel Kiper Jr.?
The only way I'll do a Mel Kiper one is if we can both get haircuts like his.
I do not. He looks like a vampire from like a 1940s movie,
like Bela Lugosi.
So no, just comparing him to Bela Lugosi is making that really bad on Bela Lugosi. Like, I feel like for 8 months out of the year, Mel Kiper is actually in a coffin, and then they're like, "Wake up! We have college football players coming to the NFL," and like that's when he comes up. And he's even pale, as pale as a vampire. Mel Kiper is disgusting. I think he's such an overrated analyst. Terrible. ESPN's terrible lately.
The one good thing they did do is put Scott Van Pelt on his own show and let him do whatever he wants.
I like Van Pelt, and actually, the one thing that annoys me though is when he talks about golf, because golf just bores me. But he has so much charisma. He's funny. Yeah. Van Pelt is awesome, and he's always been awesome. And of course, Matthew Berry is one of the reasons why I'm even doing this. So big up to him and actually Nate Rabbits.
He's your dad?
He is my dad.
Wow, I love that.
Born. Yeah, it's weird. He's only actually, he probably could be my dad based on age. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? But no, seriously, him and Nate Ravitch were the reason why I wanted to start a podcast.
Breaking news: just the host free agent linebacker Courtney Upshaw.
Who did?
Jets.
Oh yeah,
just to host them. But.
Be our guest. Yeah. So yeah. But before we do a post draft podcast. Unless some sort of big news pops.
Are we allowed to talk about this?
Yeah, well, we're not gonna spill the beans too much, but this is gonna be huge. So either we can do it the early next week, so we can do it Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Or we have to wait until the week after, because of scheduling conflicts. If for some reason, by the way, let me go tell you, if you hear a squeaking noise in the background,
Zero, shut up.
That is my dog just squeaking on her toy. She's locked in my bedroom with my wife who's sleeping, and she desperately wants to get out, so she's just chewing on her squeak toy. It's really funny. It's just nonstop. But yes, so either we can do it this Monday or Tuesday coming, which I'd prefer if we do. We're going to do a non-football podcast, but it's going to bring fantasy elements into it that has to do with pop culture in the 90s. So, I'm going to blow up Twitter, I'm going to blow up everything. I'm going to try and get all these people to rock our pop culture 1990s podcast, which is going to be awesome. Revolutionary, because I don't think anyone's done this before. Really, if they have, it's not... I've never seen it.
I mean, it's hard to say never.
But I've never seen it, so it's new to me, So it's not like I'm, stealing jokes like Carlos Mencia.
Isn't his name George?
I don't know. He's not even Mexican either. He calls everyone beaners. He's from I don't know, some other country in Central America.
Solid explanation.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Who gives a shit? But no, fantastic 90s podcast coming up. Pop culture, nothing to do with football. It's gonna be awesome.
Be a little way to break up the monotony.
It's gonna be fucking awesome, and I'm so excited. You have no idea how excited I am.
And you can, I'm sure we'll talk about this more when we get there, but send in your recommendations for what we end up doing.
Oh yeah, afterwards it's going to be
we can do power rankings. We can do
and ideas for new ones too.
You can chastise us for taking someone too high.
Well, I'm going to put it on the website too. I'm going to put the whole
thing
going on there. I'm not going to say what it is, but yeah, no, it's going to be awesome. So anyway, so that's it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed this very long free agency podcast. As always, following us on Twitter at ffbc_podcast. I did this in a while. It's been a while. I get used to the flow of it.
Yes. Yes.
Obviously, subscribe on iTunes and download everything like that. We're also starting to post some quote-unquote videos on YouTube, so if you don't have any other way to watch, we're going to at least have the audio on YouTube, so you can watch it there. By watch it, I mean listen to us with a little logo going the whole time of ours. I'll be posting those up there too. You can basically find us anywhere. Just look for Fantasy Football by Committee, and I'm pretty sure you're only going to find us if you type that into Google.
Damn, that sucks.
What?
Sorry, the LMFAO Sharks remix for their goal song did not make it into the second round of voting. That was the worst, like just like flat out worst goal song that they could have chosen. Yeah, awful. It was instead of little John yelling shots, it was some like random dude yelling sharks, but it sounded like sharts.
Oh man, that's awful.
So the goes
sharks. Nice. That's fantastic. That actually should have won. But yeah, so like I said, follow us on Twitter, subscribe and download us on iTunes. We're everywhere. Just look.
Go to our website, ffbcpodcast.com.
Yeah, that too. Why not? Do whatever you want to do. I don't care. Of course, one last, happy 316. Of course, still
will Allison get mad if I pour this over my head onto your floor?
Absolutely, she will. So we will not be doing that on our hardwood floors.
Goddamn hardwood floors.
I still gotta finish this piece of shit beer. And, so we will hopefully see you next week early, and we're gonna hit you up with a solid podcast, so keep listening. From me and John, we'll be back next week, hopefully. And I guess we're out. 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 We're out.